Hey Janet,
Hey, Luis, how are you?
I am back. I'm back from the dead, and I'm so happy to be able to connect with you.
Oh,
Um, Janet, the artist turned performance artist now.
it's all about the props. Me and Gallagher. The people in the front row have to wear plastic because I'm going to be throwing things.
So listen, I have such a deep appreciation for what you do because you operate from the complete opposite of the spectrum from where I create, right? I'm super zen. I have to you know, sage everything. You seem to be a tornado.
I mostly just sprinkle paprika around
Yeah,
and see what happens. Yeah, I am a tornado.
I get that. I get the paprika. I see it and I love it. So before we get started, I just want to say congratulations. You are the cover girl. Lady Luck
How
has spoken.
did I get so lucky?
How did you pull that off? And it's such a fabulous image. Can you tell us a little bit about the cover?
I,
So
I
I guess I
certainly
should explain, right? So we did a open call, lotto type open call for artists in our community, in the Collage Dream community, to submit for a possible cover. And you submitted and you won. And the collage that is gracing the cover of the May collage kit is Top Hat. Now, I
yeah.
probably not a lot of people know what Top Hat is. So tell us a little bit about the collage.
Well, since I'm a big fan of Hollywood and musicals and all sorts of dancing like that, I got I got the title from an old book of movie posters. So that's where that came from. Then I just took assorted ladies and let me get it right. I have it right here. In case anyone's forgotten. Notice there's no glass. It fell off the back of my toilet seat. I mean, the back of my office desk
Well, it
5
works.
minutes ago.
It works. No glare.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, there seems to be a deep appreciation for Hollywood, and I almost feel like your inner being might be like a gay man, perhaps.
People have said that I have the essence of a gay man living inside of me, but I figured maybe it's just my cologne. I don't know.
I love it. Yeah, you have an essence of kitsch, right? Like you really speak kitsch. You speak that
Yeah.
language. Where did that come from?
I've always been a smart aleck. Ever since I was a kid, imagine that. The report card would say, if only Janet were more organized or stop telling jokes. But let me give you two examples of how education and teachers have formed my artistic being. When I was in third grade in art class, we had to make collages,
Oh.
just the kind with like tissue paper and abstract and whatnot. And I titled mine "Man in a Car Accident." And they put everyone's projects in a display case, in the front hall when you're walking to school, and they erased my title.
And how did that make you feel?
It made me feel less than a human, really.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't feel heard or appreciated.
but I almost get the essence that it kind of might have fueled something in you.
A fire. Yeah. So then I burnt down the school. And then in sixth grade, we were writing a class play, and the teacher said, "We don't need we don't need Janet's dry sense of humor."
Who's Chelsea?
Chelsea's my daughter.
Your
we,
alter
don't need,
ego.
we don't need her sense of humor. We don't need her mother's sense of humor. Yeah, I was in sixth grade, so I didn't have Chelsea for 2 more years. No.
So, so that leads me to my next question. You brought up
Yes.
your mother. I was going to say, it was your sense of humor encouraged or facilitated through your family dynamics?
Yes, my father is very witty. My
Okay.
mother was kind of not as witty, but one had to keep their wits about them in order to. But she
I
was an
re-
artist. She was a good artist.
Amazing. Yeah, I don't even know where to start with you because
Who does?
so first of all, you live in this legendary town of
Yes.
Owego. I've tried to
Mhm.
go many times, but
Oh, I know you have. But
the
your
trains
train
don't
doesn't
go
stop
there. The airplanes don't go there. You have to take a donkey or something.
A borough, yeah.
Um, but it looks enchanting, and you're very much part of the cultural landscape that is Owego. Tell me about Owego. Are you from there
Well,
originally?
oh no, I'm from Long Island, New York.
Are you really?
Yes.
Not that that's
You
funny
guys
anyway,
think I
but
would
it
choose
just
this
all
little
makes
town?
sense.
What the hell would I be doing here? A Jew from New York in a week. I'm the town Jew, like the town crier. I cry a lot and I'm Jewish.
So tell me, how did you land in Owego?
Well, when I met my husband in Oswego College, then we got engaged, and I said, I got to get the hell out of Long Island. And I figured this is pretty far. So then I moved here.
Wow. What was Long Island like?
Flat and full of snotty people that didn't like me. So I had to leave.
Yeah.
Actually, I was chased out of town.
I'm sure. Well, they're doing that to everyone now. It's like Trump Central, apparently. But that's another story, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so you started collage when you were in the 3rd grade. You never stopped. But in the interim, you were an educator too, right?
Yes, I was a special ed teacher, because who else to better understand these special people than myself?
Isn't that right, though? I mean, there's something about less resistance there, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't judge them, and I was, I'm empathetic and all that stuff. But I was very disorganized special ed teacher.
You don't say.
Can you imagine?
I can't.
Actually, my therapist has a picture of my desk at school on my folder, because it looks like my workspace when I would post those pictures. Just shit, stuff everywhere. It's just a hot mess. But the kids like me.
And how about the teachers?
The kids like me.
Yeah, I can sense that. So, can you tell me a little bit about the floating head behind you?
The floating head. This lady?
Yes.
Oh, I just dug her out of my one of my desk drawers here, and I just thought I'd make a nice prop. I just stuck her up there. She means nothing to me.
She's fabulous. It's just the
yes
disembodied head floating.
I'll
I love
put her
her
somewhere when I get back to that kind of collaging. Now that I'm into the different collaging, which is now. Oh, let me take one down off my office wall.
Wow. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this, because so you're quite. I feel like your curiosity really leads you to your art practice, right?
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, and
I'm very curious. Yes.
You're very curious, and you've arrived at a very painterly way of collaging. How did you arrive at this?
I really don't know. I kind of got not bored with what I was doing, but it was time for a change, because it's been like 2 years. So I went and took some collages I made, and then I just went over them with these jelly prints papers that I made. Here is a snake, and then I discovered these pastel paint pens or whatever they can smudge with, and then I got graffiti pens, and I'm having a ball with those. So who knows how long this will last? I'm already bored with the jelly prints, and I have a whole desk full of jelly print papers and molds and stuff, but I'm boring easily. Now that it's spring.
Yeah. Well, I know you're going to dabble in performance art, as I can see from today's appearance. But wait, there's something very special about what you're doing, from my point of view anyway, because you're this energy and you're this tornado, and it kind of just leaves an imprint on your collages, on your artwork, and taken out of context, putting that on a white wall, that energy really comes through. So I love that about your work. But so I'm in a post-COVID fog, so I'm going to lose my train of thought, just so you know. So going back to our Owego conversation, going back to Owego conversation, you're also part of the arts community. Tell me a little bit about what that's like.
Well, I joined Gallery 41. It's a cooperative there, and I joined in 2001 after. What happened in 2001?
God only knows. Yeah.
So I started painting furniture like a mad person, but this time it was outside. And I just like spray painting and painting like Mackenzie Childs, and just like an insane asylum of furniture all over the place. In fact, I was so impulsive that I was painting a desk and I was spray painting it outside, and it was setting in a little pool of dog shit poop. And I just spray painted it. Actually, I was too involved to even move it. Anyway, so there was an art show down by the river, and someone from the gallery saw my stuff and asked if I'd like to join. I said, by all means. So I joined being a furniture painter, and then I went into doing decoupage. Oh, look, I have something here.
Oh, wow. You made that?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I made lots of decoupage. It didn't sell. And then I did, greeting cards, and then it kind of morphed into, I don't know what the hell I was doing, clocks out of records and all this stuff. And then after like 10 years, I'm exhausted. So I took a break, and then I came back last year because I had all this COVID art.
Yeah.
So
well,
now it's
amazing. But so with this co-op, you get to show your work, sell your work, and be part of the gallery, I guess, right?
Yeah, you work there like 2 days a month.
Nice.
Pay $10 of it. That's
Brilliant.
$10 whole dollars. And yeah, it's just fun. So I have a nice wall of art that people kind of slowly walk by and then quickly exit. I do have a couple of people that like my stuff, but
yeah, a couple, I'm sure. But I mean, I think a really important part of that is also just you're part of that community, and you get to meet other artists who are doing things very much, perhaps not like you, but very much
There's no one doing anything like me in Owego. I'm sure there are somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of watercolors, which are delightful. They sell a ton of those.
Yeah.
And jewelry, things like that, but not much weird stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever made jewelry yourself?
No, I can't. It's too tiny.
Yeah. That's really interesting. I love that. And what is that like, being an outlier in a small town? Are you like the every town has like a witch, every town has like a kooky artist. And what is that like?
Oh, it's hell, I'm telling you. But I don't mind. And I'm sure I'm not the only Jew. I'm kind of joking about that. But I am the only weird artist in the gallery.
Yeah. Well, can you tell me a little bit about that? About the nuance of Jewish humor, right? Because it's very much a thing, and I think it's very unappreciated. Like we I think we bonded on The Marvelous Miss Maisel, and that's full of it. What is that like to you? What's your how would you describe Jewish humor to someone who has no idea what you're talking about?
Holy shit! Now I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea.
It's like Fight Club, right? We don't talk about it.
Right. Well, like when you before we started recording, you said, "Are you comfortable?" And I said, "I make a living." So that's one of my dad's favorite jokes. But I said that to avoid answering your question because I think humor is, there's some humor that's specific to that Jews would only get. Like I was talking to one lady I played pickleball with, and she went to some comedy club around, and one of the gals was a Jewish comedian, and no one was laughing at her jokes. And some people walked out. I said, well, she must have been very funny. I wish I was there to translate it to the Goyim. But
did you know that pickleball actually might be in the Olympics now?
That's crazy. I'm joining. As soon as my meniscus tear heals completely, I'm there.
Okay, so tell me a little bit. So I'm also a little kooky, as put together as I am. I'm a little nuts. And I know that behind every nutty person who can't possibly keep it together, there is a partner. Can you tell me a little bit about your partner?
Buddy, the doctor?
Your other partner, you're more
the husband.
The husband.
Well, I showed him like this thing here, and he goes, they all look alike. I just don't get it. But he's very good that he puts up with me.
Floating heads in the office.
Yeah, the office. And the house is shreds of paper all over, and it's a pigsty, but he puts up with it because it keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah. Oh my God, can you imagine?
Ugh. Set me loose. So yeah, he's supportive in that he puts up with it.
That's nice. Is he an artist?
Yeah. He's painting the deck right now.
Oh, there you go.
Just one color though.
How handy.
Yes.
Now, so a huge thing that I really appreciate your work too is that, I mean, we're already talking about this, but I very much see you as a comedian. You do like stand-up comedy through collage, through performance. Is that something you do intentional, or is it just Janet unfiltered? I mean, I think I just answered my own question, but please
Well,
enlighten me.
I intentionally will do something funny to make me laugh. And if someone else laughs, great. If not,
Oh, I love that. Isn't that key though? I mean, in all seriousness, I think you just hit the nail on the head to make yourself laugh, right? Because
yeah,
even in making art, I think we get so caught up in making something good and impressing
right,
whoever sees it. But if you're not in it, if you're not making
right,
yourself laugh, then what's the point?
right. Like I have, if I could open my door, which I can't because I got this office chair in my office, um, I would bring out the collage that I have because I had this great guy's head, just really goofy looking, and then had a little off-color caption. And it just makes me laugh. I'm not going to frame it or do anything with it, but I have it in my bedroom, and I look up every now and again and go,
I just random chuckles in the middle of the night.
right.
Well, tell me a little bit about how one of your first experiences with art, maybe at a museum or in life, that you're like, oh, this is something I need to do. How did that
No,
come about?
never happened
Never happened.
in that sense. I mean, not that I wasn't dragged to art museums, and my parents, like I said, are artists, but I don't know if it was pre-COVID or during COVID. I took a class online on Matisse, what's it called, painting with paper or whatever. Behind me, if you'll see in my
Oh yeah, I
office
see.
there, I just put it there. It's never there. It's always in another room. But that's like the first thing I did a couple of years ago, and that kind of made the hurricane begin. I started, cutting out papers, and I just took it from there. But for some reason, that I was very inspired by that Matisse class.
Huh. That's fantastic. Oh, look at
And
you.
then also during COVID, when I was done binge watching 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, I went on YouTube, and then I saw you, and I had all my papers, all my shit all over the floor, and I just kept playing, one after another. Just had you in the background of my head,
Hi.
and it's like, get out of there! I don't need another voice. So yeah.
Kismet.
So I don't want to fill your head with, because you're all cocky, but you were a big inspiration.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, please. I need a bigger head. I need to upgrade. What are some of your goals? Do you have any goals like moving forward? Like, would you like to see your art somewhere?
I would. Actually, I connected with this guy, this gay guy. I don't know. I'm a gay magnet.
Yeah, you have that fag hag vibe. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
That's a horrible word.
Anything with the word hag is just a beautiful thing. It's like poetry, please.
Anyway,
I think there's a stipend attached to it too.
Oh, well, got me in. Anyway, I don't know if I sent you the quote that he said about my art. Did I sent
Yeah,
you?
you did. Yeah, I totally.
I know what he's talking about. But anyway, I guess he was the partner with this guy that's now dead, and he's got all his art in my son's basement, and he blah, blah, blah. So that made me say, hey, I'm going to send him pictures of all my art just to get another artist's opinion. So I'm thinking, well, if he really likes it, and if I kiss up to this guy, maybe
We'll be sure to send him this video.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't have an Instagram account, so not very techie. I lost my train of thought.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go with your art?
So if I kiss up to him, he might say, Janet, you're onto something. And he did say that.
He did say that.
Perhaps he'll put me in a gallery in New York City.
Nice.
There you go.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. That's so funny. New York City. Do you come to the city often? Because you're what, a few hours away?
Oh, well, according to you, it's like 3 light years. But
No direct
It's a
way of getting there.
I take a 3-hour drive to Poughkeepsie, get on the train. Or I can take the Greyhound, which is hell. I was just there a couple weeks ago. Ugh.
There's something
Well,
romantic about that, though. The train, the
Oh.
Greyhound.
No, there's nothing romantic. Have you been on a Greyhound bus?
When I was a kid, yes, I
Yeah.
took a Greyhound from LA to like Bakersfield, California.
Is that far?
7 hours, but there's like a jail in between, so there would be inmates that come
Oh,
on.
that's-
It was just such an adventure. I
That's
was like,
special. Did you make some good friends?
I really wanted to, but no one did.
Thank God. We've had a whole nother turn in your life. Yes, I love going to the city. I was like, hey, I think I was just there a couple weeks ago seeing Hadestown.
I sat next to you. That was the wildest thing in the world.
No,
So you come for the art, you go back home, you make collages. What do you think your curiosity will take you next?
I don't know. I'm thinking I want to kind of get into not sculpture like wood or stone, something like Alexander Calder, you know, with a lot of
Do you have a
Geometric-
tetanus shot?
yes.
Just get your tetanus shot, and then yeah, I'm excited about that.
I don't know, something more 3D-ish or 2D. I don't know how many Ds I want, but a couple more Ds in my work.
There's a really great quote or a really great story about Alexander Calder. He had a show somewhere, and he arrived, and they asked him, "Well, where are your sculptures?" And he patted his pocket because he had a spool of wire in there, and he was gonna make it all from the spool of wire. So I'd love to see what you spin and whip up.
We'll see. And also from our little collage group, Sweet Pia, what's her name? What's her real name?
Pia.
Anyway, what she's doing with the cold wax, I don't even know what that is. And I love that. I would love to maybe take an art class or something, because
I love that.
I'm not really artistic in the way of, when I think of art, I think of, oh, if you can paint a face that looks like someone, then you're talented. But just slap it on what I'm doing, I don't think it's really, to me, being very artistic. I like to become a little more artistic.
There you go. Well, yes. You know what's really interesting? Yeah, Pia, who was a member, and collage is really just the excuse to kind of as an intersection. But I love to see how people kind of just like use collage as a jumping point. Right now, Pia is doing these amazing.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize they were what it was. You said it was. What did you call it?
Cold. She's using some kind of cold wax or something,
Wow. Yeah.
oil paint or.
Super fun. Yeah, and some of our members are doing like digital art, digital collages. Yeah, it's going all over the place. It's really exciting. Now you're doing like performance. I don't know what you're doing, but it's amazing.
I'm gonna go out and juggle after this
Oh, that would be so much fun.
with scissors.
With scissors.
Then I'm gonna run with them.
So, I mean, it sounds like you're led by your curiosity, but what are the other things that are really kind of shaping your mind? What are you filling your head with? What are you reading? What are you eating? What are you drinking?
Actually, this is just prop alcohol.
I can imagine. I would hope so. It's only 11.
No, it's not. It is. What was the question?
What's inspiring you?
What's
What's moving you?
I'm a very restless person
I see.
and easily bored, and I have to do something at all. I have to multitask at all times. I can't just sit there and do nothing.
Now, you've been like that most of your life, you say.
Yes. My mother tied me to the garage one day so I wouldn't run into the road.
I can see that. But I'm wondering, so like, I feel 16, regardless of my body, and I'm wondering, am I ever gonna? Does it ever? You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it changing. Like, I always feel 16.
Right.
I'm very similar to you, although mine is a little bit more internal, where I'm the hurricane inside, but kind of zen outside. Has it ever waned for you? Have you ever not been this hurricane? At some point in your life, did you meditate and become a diva?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I've never meditated. Probably wouldn't hurt.
Might not.
What else? No, I've always kind of been hyperactive. So
And you feel really comfortable with that. Like you from the outside in anyway, I feel like this is what happens when you embrace that, right? There's just art, you're kind of living an art life, right? It's everywhere and unapologetic.
Right. Listen, I'm 68 years old. I'm not going to change. All of a sudden, I'm going to become, some deep thinker and start crocheting. Who knows?
That might be cool, actually.
Actually, I'm thinking, so I'm so old now. I'll be discovered like Grandma Moses when I'm like 85 or something, and have to wheel me out, to my art receptions. I don't know. I feel like time's running out, and I have to just keep putting out this stuff.
How important is that to you, getting discovered? What would that look like?
Not discovered. I just want to be appreciated. I just want someone to love me.
Damn it.
Just being appreciated.
Yeah. On what scale? Because I feel like you're very much appreciated.
Well,
this is a trick question, by the way, because I think a lot of times like we want things, but we don't know what they look like, so we don't even know if they're here or not, right? Because thinking about like, this gallery in New York, or thinking about like being part of a community or being recognized, what does that look like to you in that what you want?
I want to be remembered.
Speak it.
That was it.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for soliloquy.
No, to be remembered for, I don't know. I just don't want to just disappear, and I just want to, contribute in a meaningful way.
I feel it, yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
deep questions. Knock it off.
I know. Look at you, and you were. I was so close to getting you in there. You were about to.
I'm not going there.
You were about to levitate. Yes, I can totally relate to that. Being remembered, I have a feeling you will be remembered. Now, you have kids and you have a grandson who seems to have your sense of humor in many ways.
Oh, look what I have
look, there
here.
They are.
My daughter is
they look so normal.
This is on the Hudson River in Kingston.
How?
My daughter's also a very good artist, but they're both... like I said, it's on YouTube. They're great. I love them. And they're the best.
And they're sane.
As I'm, sane. What's the fun in that?
Right?
They look normal.
It's so funny. And you have a son as well.
I have two sons, Brian and Benjamin, and
Amazing.
Yeah, and two dogs.
Oh,
and my husband.
And a husband. What else do you want? God.
I got it all, baby.
You're also a really big fan of that writer, post-COVID fog. What's his name?
David Sedaris.
David Sedaris, yes. And you've met him, right? You've had cocktails. But I had my picture taken with him before he decided he was too neurotic to have anyone take pictures with him. Oh, is that where he's at now?
Yeah. Well, and he signed several books, and when I see this concert, I stand in line like for, I get at him, I see the first one because he'll sign your book, and I spend like an hour thinking of something clever to say, and then I get up there, I'm like, what? Love you, sign.
You haven't made it into any of his books yet, then?
Huh?
You haven't made it into any of his books yet, then?
No, and I would like to, but the last book I bought at his thing, it was a book of collages of his diaries. How ironic.
Wow. How fun. Which one's that one?
I'd have to go out to the ante room and get it. It's really because he's very artistic. But I said to him, this is the first book I bought like in 4 years that I'm not going to cut up. He goes, cut it up.
That's so, wow, I love that. I love it. Do you do any writing yourself?
Funny you should ask. I have had 2 articles published in the Illegal Penny Saver.
That you wrote yourself?
Yes. Oh, look what I just dropped one of Matt's pictures that I have here in my office.
Oh, it's Matt. Oh, who was ironically the first cover man of the, and you're the second. You're the cover girl number 2. Well, cover girl number 1, really.
Right.
Look at you representing.
The dress on and everything.
Amazing. God. Yeah, I feel like
We
we're
both
being
just forgot what we were talking about.
no right post-COVID fog. No, I feel like because I know this is going to be a podcast, and I know this is going to be on YouTube tomorrow. I want to keep it clean, but normally I know that.
What are you gonna ask?
I don't know, but you know, just your energy is so unleashed that I feel like okay, let's put a little bow on it. So and then if people want to find you untethered and unhinged, where do they find your work?
Oh, well, just Instagram because I was fed up with Etsy was driving me crazy, and Gallery 41.
Gallery 41. I'm so excited about this because it sounds like you have a really great hold there, and as the town cook, right? It's like it's such a great position to have.
Yes.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that. Well, Janet, thank you for hanging out with me. I just wanted to connect and say how excited I am to have you on our cover, and
Thank you. It's an honor.
keep the party going.
Yeah, now I gotta move all this shit out of my bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, you mean your office?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm looking forward to juggling with scissors with you.
Okay.
Ciao.
See you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, don't hang up.
Oh.